Coming up next on Eco Company,
a new superhero. It's the green-caped crusader, Mr. Eco.
This right here is my bag.
He's saving the planet one rap verse at a time.
Reusable bag. Reusable bag.
My mission as Mr. Eco is to turn everybody into eco-heroes. Because if they're living sustainably and doing the things that I talk about in my rap songs, then they're all superheroes working to save the planet.
We catch up with the guy who's bringing his green message to kids with music.
and this group of young activists has it all covered.
I just became involved with this organization that was in my community called Kids Against Pollution.
I started a nonprofit organization called Kids vs. Global Warming.
They're changing the world around them, one idea at a time.
Plus, plugging in.
We're running out of oil and we have to use alternate energy sources. So I think it's really great to use electricity instead of gas.
We catch a ride with the founder of the Green Youth Movement to find out what's driving her mission.
Those stories and more coming up
On Eco Company, starting right now. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Eco Company. I'm Rain.
And I'm Miles. Today we meet some teens out to change the world.
And they all have their own way of making a difference.
Up first, it's a new kind of superhero. It's the Green Cape Crusader, Mr. Eco.
And as Jalena shows us, he's saving the planet one rap verse at a time.
I'm here in Fresno, California, an area known as the raisin capital of the U.S., if not the world, thanks to its hot and dry climate. But that's not its only claim to fame. It's also known for its very own superhero, and we're about to meet him.
Some know him simply as a guy who likes to get around on two wheels. Others know him as the green-caped crusader, Mr. Eco.
Allow me to introduce myself. Eco! I'm Mr. E-C-O, C-E-O, E to the C-O.
Mr. Eco is an environmental rap superhero, so I incorporate sustainable living tips into songs.
This right here is my bag.
Mr. Eco, aka Brett Edwards, is saving the planet one rap verse at a time.
Reusable bag. Reusable bag.
So it's right before you go on. What are you thinking about? What's going through your mind?
Well, I'm anxious. I don't like to say I'm nervous, I get anxious before. My mission as Mr. Eco is to turn everybody into eco-heroes. Because if they're living sustainably and doing the things that I talk about in my rap songs, then they're all superheroes working to save the planet.
Reusable bag. Reusable bag.
And you're not just dressing up in tights and a cape, you're actually rapping.
Yes, I rap. And I don't wear tights because I am a rapper, so I feel like that would be, that would hurt my swag level.
So where did all this start? Why, in a high school environmental class.
That is where I really became passionate about the issues. Before then, I cared, but I didn't really know the extent of some of the issues, and that's where I really got the knowledge to become Mr. Eco.
He doesn't just perform live.
Is Cal Poly's favorite superhero.
You can also find him in the recording studio.
Whenever you grow.
And with the help of engineer Ahmed Nouri, he records, mixes, and uploads songs to the internet. He wrote this song about food waste for his college campus.
I didn't mean to waste, the food was really bad. Oh, you didn't see the sample cups they had?
I'm just one person with no impact. 1,500 kids a day, you do the math. I paid for it, so it's okay. Yeah, everybody likes throwing money away.
I came up with the solution of starting the Clean Plate Club to be a campaign to promote just taking the eat from the buffet what you'll finish instead of having excessive food waste.
Another issue he's passionate about is cleaning up his hometown. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency says the region is home to the worst air quality in the country.
It has influenced my passion a little bit more coming from an area that has such bad air quality and asthma problems. And was inspiration for the Prince of Fresh Air, because I actually shot that video in Fresno at my elementary school.
In Fresno, California, I was born and raised. It's hot and a lot of the time we have bad air days. Wheezing while breathing, asthma ain't cool. We have more and more inhalers at our school than a couple of park rangers that were up to some good. Told us about this great place called the Woods. The light went off and I decided right there that I was gonna become the Prince of Fresh Air.
He says getting the message out to kids is what it's all about.
Elementary school kids are the people who need to hear the messages the most because they're going to be the future, and they actually think Mr. Eco's cool and adopt to the messages. So to college kids, I'm just like a funky dude in a cape, but to elementary school kids, I'm an environmental rap superhero.
One thing's for sure, whether it's reaching out to kids here
Are you guys all eco heroes now?
Yeah.
Good.
or from his studio, this superhero is no couch potato.
Mr. Eco seems like a very busy guy between the schools and the campus events, so what's he not doing? Do you ever have time to study?
I do. There's not a lot going on outside of school and Mr. Eco for me, but it's fun. I really enjoy the journey of Mr. Eco, and I've been really happy with it these past couple months, so it's been fun.
With the real facts now, a light left on, go ahead and put the smack down. They still don't get it, go ahead and blast this track out. Turn them out, turn them out.
We do have one idea for him though.
So, do you need a sidekick?
Yes. How about Princess Eco?
That's perfect! This is Jalena here with Mr. Eco, and I am now Princess Eco.
And with that, it's off to the next mission.
Mr. Eco's the best!
Coming up next, one crew you want to meet. They're winners of the Broward Youth Awards. They're doing some pretty amazing things to help the planet.
And later, taking a ride in an electric car. Jessica fastens her seatbelt to catch a ride with the founder of the Green Youth Movement.
People are always asking, oh, where can I get one of those? And we always tell them.
She's a teen on the road to sustainability. More Eco Company is still ahead.
If you want to know who's going to change the world, put these guys on your list.
They're a group of young people who each saw a problem and decided to do something about it.
Jordan caught up with them to get the scoop.
It's smiles all around for these guys. But don't let it fool you. This group is nothing but serious when it comes to the planet and everything on it. They're bold environmental leaders, each in their own way.
I believe that all people should have the right to good, healthy, nutritious food.
I was a college student, and I got really kind of frustrated with sort of my university's environmental footprint and its environmental performance.
I just became involved with this organization that was in my community called Kids Against Pollution.
I started a nonprofit organization called Kids versus Global Warming about 3 years ago.
Alex, Shadia, Rachel, and Hyde are all eco-activists recognized with a David Broward Youth Award. It's an honor named after the founder of the Earth Island Institute, a nonprofit group that supports people coming up with solutions to protect the planet.
Honoring young people is so important because they are change makers, they are the visionaries, they are the sort of right on the cusp of really coming up with some incredible ideas.
Anisha Desai heads up the Institute's New Leaders Initiative. It hands out 6 BYAs every year.
And we want to sustain their activism through adulthood, and so we catch them when they're really young and bright-eyed and thinking about change.
So let's go meet these guys. First up, Hai Vo, sustainable food activist and farmer.
I'm a foodie. I look at sustainable food systems, and I like organizing young people to think about, advocate for, and be educated about food.
It's a passion that's very personal to this 20-something who grew up eating what he calls junk.
Did you always eat healthy?
No, not at all. 4 years ago, I was 120 pounds heavier. I was 250 pounds when I was 18 years old. And I grew up with junk food, processed food, sugar. And when I moved to college, I saw something different. I wanted to change.
In college, he changed his diet and co-organized the Real Food Challenge project at the University of California, Irvine. It's part of a national campaign to get more ecologically sound, humane, and fair food onto college campuses.
I did 3 things. I found out how much sustainable food was at my college. I helped educate students and the local community members about what I was finding, and I advocated for policy. So we were able to get the university to purchase sustainable food.
He even got the entire UC system on board too. The goal is to get 20% of the system's budget allocated to sustainable food sources by 2020. No easy feat considering what's out there.
98% of our agriculture is monocultural, it's industrial, there's use of pesticides and herbicides, and we don't want that going into our body.
It's challenges like these that Vo and his RFC peers are taking to schools and communities everywhere.
We see the future and we see the type of food system that we want, and the type of food system that we want is a food system that is ecologically sound, that is organic, that's local, community-based, humane to animals, and fair to people.
Now, meet Rachel Barge, eco fundraiser and educator. This UC Berkeley College grad saw a problem on her campus and decided to do something about it.
I found out that we created over 1 billion pounds of trash a year, that we had a bigger carbon footprint than the entire nation of Cambodia, which is a country of 13 million people. I was like, how can my little campus of 40,000 students have a bigger carbon footprint than Cambodia? That is crazy. Clearly, as students, we need to do something.
That's when she got to work and came up with TGIF.
We're talking about the Green Initiative Fund, and it was a model to help raise money on college campuses to fund really important environmental projects.
In 2007, Barge convinced students to pass a green fee. It's $5 each semester, all of it going to fund environmental projects on campus.
The students are the ones that are creating the opportunity for all those projects to happen.
Thanks to TGIF, the campus installed a campus energy monitoring system, native plant nursery, and other upgrades. That's what we call youth power. Now say hello to Shadia Fain Wood, taking aim against toxics with political activism.
I was around 7 years old when I went to a kids conference, and it was on toxics. My area in upstate New York was inundated with toxic waste, and so it was a big issue.
This eco-activist waged a long battle to clean up New York Superfund sites.
The Superfund is the toxic waste cleanup money, essentially. So in New York State, the Superfund program had gone bankrupt. And so what that meant was all of the 800 toxic waste sites in New York State were just sitting there, polluting the ground and people's groundwater and giving people cancer.
8 years of lobbying later, victory was theirs. In 2003, the state of New York agreed to refinance its Superfund and get back to the business of cleaning up the state's worst contaminated sites.
It's, a simple issue when it's kids that are pushing for their health and the health of their community.
Next up, meet Alec Lures, high school student and climate project presenter. And we'll say this, he's one busy guy.
I've spent the last 3 years traveling around the country, giving presentations about climate change to schools and different environmental events, and really representing the youth when it comes to climate change.
Lures was just 15 when he signed up to be trained by the Climate Project and Vice President Al Gore. But that's not even the start of it. As an 8th grader, he founded Kids vs. Global Warming to draw attention to climate change and things like sea level rise.
Anything we can do to lower our carbon footprint will really make a huge difference, and living our lives in a way that we consider how all of our actions impact future generations and nature and everyone to come.
It's a message he plans to continue taking on the road. So just how important is it for young people to get involved?
It is so important, because the thing you'll learn as you keep getting older is the grown-ups don't always know what's going on, and actually we can be the ones that are staying ahead of the curve and learning about all these problems and learning about all the best solutions to face them.
These Broward Youth Award honorees are proof that young people can create positive change, and they're hoping their efforts inspire us all to do the same.
I believe that we were born to solve this crisis, and this is what we as a generation are being called to do.
Okay, we've shown you what other teams are doing to help the planet.
So what can you do?
Get involved, it's easy.
Here are just a few ways you can make a difference too.
Join your school's environmental club. Don't have one? Start one.
Already involved in other groups? Get your Girl Scout troop, 4-H club, or sports team involved too.
Hold green fundraisers, beach cleanups, or put on an eco-friendly fair at your school.
Another idea? Volunteer in your community. Grab a shovel and head outdoors. Plant some trees, restore a native habitat, or clean up a city park.
Getting involved is easy.
You can make it happen.
Be eco-wise and be a part of the solution.
Coming up, catching a ride with the founder of the Green Youth Movement.
We'll find out what's driving her mission. More Eco Company is straight ahead. Okay, so are you ready to take a ride in an electric car?
Our reporter Jessica has fastened her seatbelt to catch a ride with the founder of the Green Youth Movement.
She's a teen on the road to sustainability.
This isn't what you normally see headed down your average street. That is, unless you live near Ally Maize, the driver behind this wheel.
People are always asking, oh, where can I get one of those? And we always tell them.
Ally's the founder of the Green Youth Movement, an organization she started when she was just 15.
The main goal of GYM is to promote green education within elementary and middle schools, and my main target is this age group because I think that if they learn the sustainable practices they should live by at a young age, it will stick with them in their future.
From planting gardens at elementary schools and promoting recycling programs, to hosting an eco-friendly fashion show at LA's Fashion Week, and campaigning for safer cosmetics like lips against lead. GYM is on it when it comes to spreading the word about living a cleaner, greener, healthier lifestyle. And that also means driving one of these. You have a hybrid and you drive an electric car. Why do all this?
Well, I think that the oil crisis is one of the major problems that faces our country and our world, and we're running out of oil, and we're going to have to come to the realization that we have to use alternate energy sources. So I think it's really great to use electricity instead of gas. It's one, cheaper, and two, better for the environment. I'm not releasing any fumes or anything from my engine when I'm driving, so I think it's really important to do that.
That's exactly what she told her parents too, when it came time to get her driver's license.
She said, well, whatever car that I'm driving, it has to be a hybrid. And I turned around and I said, why? What does it matter? And she said, well, I just saw the movie Inconvenient Truth at school, and it really did something to me, and I really want to do something good for the environment. And I was like, who is this kid? I mean, she had never mentioned the word green or global warming or trying to do something, for the environment before.
They were surprised at first. I've always been a little, off the walls and just doing my own random things, but they were very supportive. They took everything I threw at them very well, and they changed with me.
Well, I think the first thing she did was change the plastic bags. A big pet peeve of hers was people taking the plastic bags from grocery stores, so those went. From that, we went to changing out the light bulbs. She had us use shower timers, so we would cut back our showers.
Let's talk about Ally's backyard.
This is the sustainable garden that we planted in our house. We have peppers, we have different kinds of lettuce that we use in salads. Here you can see little strawberries growing.
Ally says knowing where your food comes from and how it's grown is what it's all about.
One of my favorite things to do is to actually go to schools and plant with the kids and to teach them how to grow their own fruits and vegetables and to harvest them and eat them so they don't have to deal with pesticides or they don't know where their food's coming from. They actually plant it and they see it grow and they eat it, and it's kind of like a nice thing to teach them about sustainability.
It's all part of GYM's mission to inspire others to make changes too, to protect the planet's future.
It's not in the future, it used to be in the future, but it's actually we have to do something about it right now or the whole world is going to change.
More than 1 billion people don't have access to safe drinking water.
It's a huge problem, and here's what some teens are doing to help.
Members of Santa Monica High School's Team Marine are recycling cans and bottles to raise money for water purifiers.
When we get 100 cans or bottles and we collect them all up, we can trade them in for a life straw because each recyclable container is worth 5 cents in California.
The straws work by filtering out bacteria and parasites that can make people sick.
It provides fresh water for people who are in need in third world countries.
They are teens making a difference at home and across the globe.
You could be a part of Eco Company too.
Create your own video.
Shoot a story about being green.
Or somebody doing something unique to help save the planet.
Maybe your school is doing something to reduce its carbon footprint.
Or shoot a video tip showing something all teens can do to help preserve our resources.
Add some music and have some fun.
Then upload your video at eco-company.tv.
Your video could be selected to be on the show.
And you'll get an Eco Company wristband to show that you're committed to helping save the planet.
So join the company, Eco Company.
And be a part of the solution.
Hey gang, thanks for joining us this week on Eco Company.
For more information on stories in the show, visit our website at eco-company.tv.
We hope you've been inspired by these stories and maybe got some ideas of your own.
And remember, you too can be part of the solution. See you next time
on Eco Company.